Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Easter, happy Easter. Good afternoon, Sister Chichi. Good afternoon, Sister Love. Good afternoon, Sister Esther. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Greetings to you, happy Easter to you all, those of us that are celebrating Easter, happy Easter to you. So we are here this afternoon to answer some questions together. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Frank. So we are here to answer questions together regarding the driving tutorial. As usual, the question will display. If you have any idea of what the question says, you can answer. If it's vero, you said vero. If it's falso, you said falso. If you still don't understand any one of them, don't worry, at the end, we are going to do the explanation to try to make sure we understand it. And please, if you have any question, do not hesitate to ask. You can type your question, and also you can also send your question to our number, that we have in our platform. So, good afternoon, Mr. Mexico. Okay. So today is the continuation of what we did last week. Remember, last week, for the fact that we're having some kind of a question that really take us time, or that took us time, we couldn't answer a lot of questions. I think we answered only 4 questions last week, Saturday. Good afternoon, Mr. Joshua. Good afternoon, Mr. Heath. Good afternoon. So today we are going to start to continue with where we stopped the other time. So now we are, going to look into this question number 5, which I consider as the first question of today. But for the fact is the continuation is, there in the number 5 position. Please, if you want to know what happened in the other, number 1 to 4, you can go and watch the previous video in order to have a good understanding of what we did the other time. So this number 5 question said, l'inquinamento atmosferico è nullo nei veicoli che rispettano la normativa antinquinamento Euro 0. So what do you think is your answer? As usual, we are going to leave our answer below. If you think the answer is vero, you can, equally type vero. If you think it's falso, the same thing. Don't forget, I always tell us, any question we answered here is not supposed to give you problem on your exam day. That is why we are here to try to make sure we understand them. You understand? And you also try to ask questions. You understand? So, good afternoon, Mr. Gospower. You said number 5 is falso. Okay. Please, I'm waiting for your response. Let's see if we can proceed. I know so many people, the other day, I complained that this is a new topic. Yes, you're right, because this topic is located almost at the end of the syllabus. So that is why I'm anticipating you with this topic, you understand, with these questions. So I believe it will be more easier for you, especially those that are, in our WhatsApp Zoom meeting, so that when we get there, all these things, you'll be familiar, to them, you understand? So we have Mr. Gaspar who said number 5 falso, Sister Chichi said number 5 falso, Mr. Joshua said number 5 falso, Mr. Heath said falso. Mr. Heath, if you can be specific, I will appreciate that one, because if you write falso, by the time we proceed, we will not even understand if you're referring to number 5 or number 6 or whatever. You understand? So thank you. Mr. Amos, good afternoon. Okay. For those of us who were here, last Saturday, please, if you can do me a favor, at the comment section, I would like to know what is, or what do you understand by Euro 2, or for example, le autovettura, o for example, i veicoli che rispettano la normativa antinquinamento Euro 0. What do we understand? Because we at least we went deep into this Euro 0, Euro 1, Euro 2, Euro 3, Euro 4, Euro 5, and Euro 6 the other time. So what do we, do we understand anything about this Euro 0? What do we understand about it? If somebody is telling you now that my car is Euro 0, what is the person talking about? Please, let us do that in the comment section as we try not to waste much time so that we can proceed because we have a lot to do today. What do we understand by Euro 0? Okay, I think we are not having response regarding to that, but let's say we guess that the answer is fast. But please do me a favor. I'm going to explain what we understand by this Euro 0. And please try to make sure you understand what it is. You understand? Because this question, though quiz is not going to ask you on your exam day, they are not going to ask you, what do you understand by Euro 0, those kind of things. But if you are able to understand what Euro 0 is, you will also understand what Euro 1 is, or you even want to understand what Euro 1, Euro 2, Euro 3 is. So that anytime they try to twist any question to you, you'll be able to navigate yourself out of it. Good afternoon, Mr. Amos, and also good afternoon, Mr. Solomon. Good afternoon, Mr. Amas. Okay, so for example, the last time we saw this Euro 0. What is this Euro 0? Euro 0 vehicles, they are this category of vehicles that include all petrol vehicles without a catalyst and a non-eco diesel. What is a non-eco diesel? A non-eco diesel, or for example, what is eco diesel? You understand? Let's take it like this, eco diesel from here. Eco diesel, they are those vehicles that, their rate of air pollution is low, you understand? So they pollute less. Now, the non-eco diesel, they are those that, they pollute high. They don't have catalyst in their exhaust, you understand? Because this Euro 0, they are those type of vehicles that they were registered around before 31st of December 1992, before the homologation of the Euro 1, which oblige every vehicle to have what is called a catalyst in their in their vehicle. You understand? That is why you see those vehicles of this Euro 0. Please, I'm not advising you to buy this Euro 0 because it's going to give you a lot of limitation in this country. You understand? There are some places you cannot go there, because of your vehicle is Euro 0. You understand? And you'll be saying, maybe you just say, because the car is cheap, you understand, you just want to buy it. No, I'm not advising you. Once that car falls into or under this category, please, except you are living maybe in a particular place, maybe outside a inhabited area where you know that you just be using it there, and that kind of disturb is not there. But it's not true that because you live outside inhabited area, maybe you can also, maybe they are not going to restrict you, because according to what we have here, these are mostly vehicle registered before 31st of December 1992, the date after which homologation to the Euro 1 class became mandatory. Since they are highly polluting in many cities, they cannot circulate, even regardless of traffic block, except then for some exceptional, for exception such as classic cars. So even maybe if the traffic, or no, whether you are inside inhabited, in most of the city, you can be restricted. Like I make example the other day, city like Milan, Rome, to Torino, even some cities just like that, you understand? In most cities, all these Euro 0, they are restricted from circulation because they pollute a lot, you understand? Because they pollute a lot, because they don't have catalyst in their vehicle. So the answer, the question which says, l'inquinamento atmosferico è nullo nei veicoli che rispettano la normativa anti-inquinamento Euro 0 è falso, because what the question is saying is that the atmospheric pollution is zero regarding to those vehicles that are respecting under the norms of this anti-pollution Euro 0. No, because those vehicles that are respecting under the norm of Euro 0 legislation, they are highly polluted vehicles, you understand? Because before the introduction of Euro 1, those vehicles, they were not having, let us go a little bit back so that we have a better explanation of this. Echo. So we said before so not here. Now, before what is it called? The Euro 2, sorry, before the Euro 1, you have this all these vehicles with their exhaust without, this is where the catalyst, where you have the catalyst, you understand? So before then, all these vehicles, they were just having only exhaust, you understand? It will just come out like this, you understand? Without the catalyst, you understand? But after that, the legislation of that Euro 1, you understand, which now says that every vehicle must, that is ready to circulate in the European country or continent, sorry, in the European continent, must make sure they have this catalyst, you understand, inside. So they now make it obligation for every of those vehicles, you understand, they must have it. So if you are a Japanese company that is producing vehicle in Japan and you want to go and sell this vehicle in Europe, you must make sure that that vehicle is having catalyst. That is after 1992, you understand? So that is what Euro 0 and Euro 1 means, you understand? Because before Euro 0, sorry, before Euro 1, you understand, this is the where you have the silencer and all this. So before Euro 0, you understand, what they introduced is this Euro 1, you understand, which is for example, this is a legislation that has been in force since 1993 and has effectively made the catalytic converter and electronic injection compulsory in petrol engine, causing the disappearance of carburetors. You understand? So before this, Euro 1, what we are having is Euro 0. You understand? And this Euro 0, in this Euro 0 vehicles, they were not having catalyst. You understand? And they were not. That is when you see some vehicles. Then they were using carburetors. They were using carburetors instead of injectors, you understand? But now, after that legislation, what vehicles now use, you understand, in Europe is called electronic injection. Instead, in the place of carburetor, you understand? And the same thing, it also not, helps, in eliminating all this carburetor and also make sure that the use of all the, that every vehicle that is coming to Europe, Europe must make sure they have, catalyst in their, in their exhaust. You understand? So that is what you need to understand about this arrow zero. Please, if you want to, understand more about from that arrow zero to arrow say, you can go and, have a close look to the last video we did last Saturday, so that you understand it better. You understand? So that is what you need to understand about arrow zero. But the question is saying that the vehicle that is under under this legislation, that is, to cut it short, vehicles of 1991 or 1990 or 1985, they are less polluting respect to vehicle of today. No, it is not true. You understand? It is not true, because here it said environmental administration nullo. Nullo, what it means, that they don't even pollute at all. That is, their pollution is zero. You understand? Which is not true, because they are the one that have the highest of air pollution. So the answer is false to number 5. Please, if you don't understand anything, do not hesitate to ask, because it is very important. Good afternoon, Sister Edith. Good afternoon, Mr. Victor. Good afternoon. Those that are just coming, I greet you. Happy Easter once again. So let's move to number 6, which happens to be our second question of today, which says, mantenendo il più possibile costante la velocità, si riduce il consumo di carburante. If you think this number 6 is vero, let us go ahead to write vero, and if you think it's falso, let us write falso. And please always remember, good afternoon, Mr. Kevin. Always remember, any question we answer here is not supposed to give you problem on your exam day. You understand? And please, if you can also encourage me by sharing this video with friends, like the video, I will really appreciate you for that. Thank you. So Mr. Gaspar said number 6 is vero, and Mr. Moses said number 6 is vero. Good afternoon, Mr. Exodus. Happy Easter. Mr. Solomon said number 6 is vero, and okay, I think a correction is made here. Mr. Ronald said number 6 is vero. Mr. Solomon said number 6 is vero. Sister Edith said number 6 is vero. Mr. Kevin said number 6 is vero. Mr. Lucky said number 6 is vero. Okay. Very good. Mantenendo il più possibile costante la velocità, si riduce il consumo di carburante. What is this question telling us? This question number 6. Good afternoon, Mr. Lucky. It's telling us that if you're able to maintain, much possible, a constant velocity, it helps to reduce, the consumption of fuel, which is true, because how do you maintain, constant velocity? For example, don't forget that this is the one we are looking into. So if you are maintaining, for example, 50 kilometers per hour, for example, you try to remain in that 50. When you try to remain in that 50, it helps to, to avoid high consumption of fuel, and also it helps, to reduce air pollution. You understand? That is why you see in autostrada, for example, it is it is less consuming, to travel in autostrada than to travel inside the city, because the amount of fuel that you need to cover let's, for example, 1,000 to 2,000 meters distance in autostrada, it might be ×2 that you need to cover that same distance inside inhabited area. Why? Because of the presence of traffic. You understand? All sort of all those things, because you are obliged to bring down your speed. to increase it, to bring it, you know, those kind of things, all those kind of things, it helps, you know, it leads to high consumption of you know, fuel. But if you are able to maintain a constant, you know, velocity as much as possible, it helps to reduce the consumption of fuel. The answer is zero, you understand? So, mantenendo il più possibile costante la velocità, si riduce il consumo di carburante. È verissimo. You understand? So the answer is true. If you're able to maintain, please, I'm not telling you that whenever you are driving inside the city, that you should not reduce your speed because you want to maintain high velocity in order to avoid, you know, high consumption of your fuel. Because inside the city, you are obliged to do so. When you get close to attraversamento pedonale, which is a pedestrian crossing, you are obliged to slow down. If a pedestrian is crossing, you must stop for that pedestrian. So if you get to a traffic light, whether the traffic light is red or green, you are obliged to slow down. So if it is red, you stop. If it is green, you pass with prudence. So all these things, they are things that you cannot avoid. So I'm not telling you that inside inhabited area that you must try to maintain, you know, some certain speed limit in order to avoid consumption of fuel. There is no how you are going to do that inside inhabited area. But when you are traveling in autostrada, you know, you can be able to do that because of the way the road is free, and also you have the possibility to maintain, you know, that, you know, if nothing change, you understand? Because even in the autostrada, sometimes there can be some maybe road work, you know, people walking on the road, and you know, those kind of things. So it depends. Okay, thank you. Number 6, we said it's vero. Let's listen, or let's move to number 7, which says, per diminuire l'inquinamento dell'aria provocato da veicoli con motore diesel, bisogna far controllare periodicamente il sistema di alimentazione, pompa di iniezioni ed iniettori. So, what is your answer to this question? Please, like I said earlier, if you don't understand anything, please do not hesitate to ask. You know, we are here to understand, you know, what we don't know and what might possibly come on our exam day. So if you cannot ask it here, don't forget that you cannot also ask your examinatory on that day of exam. You understand? So, Sister Edith said number 7, vero, and Mr. Gaspar said number 7, vero. So, okay, we are still waiting for others. We are still waiting for others. Mr. Solomon said number 7, vero. Okay. Sister Glory said number 7, vero. Good afternoon, Sister Glory. It's like you're just coming, and happy Easter to you. Okay, Mr. He said number 7, vero. It seems these questions, we are really finding it difficult because so many of us are not, you know, answering the questions, because it's like some people said, you know, they are new to the topic. I understand, but please always listen attentively to make sure you understand what the questions are saying, what the responses are, because you must definitely come across, or you might come across them, because the problem is that we don't know the question we are going to face on our exam day. So that is what. So Mr. He said number 7, vero. Mr. Lucky said number 7, vero. Mr. Exodus said number 7, vero. Mr. Victor said number 7, vero. Mr. Ronald said number 7, vero. Mr. Amas said number 7, vero. And Sister Glory, okay, good afternoon. Sister Jenny said, okay, good afternoon, Sister Jenny. Mr. Mexico said, vero. Good afternoon, Sister Jenny, you're welcome. So, ok. Per diminuire l'inquinamento dell'aria provocato da veicoli con motore diesel, bisogna far controllare periodicamente il sistema di alimentazione, pompa di iniezioni ed iniettori. Now, you see, your vehicle, not only vehicles that are using diesel, you understand, even the ones that are using fuel, you understand, you need to periodically take them to the mechanic for for a control, you understand, and also, how do they call it, for servicing, tagliando. They used to call it tagliando. So during this process, they will change the oil filter, change the oil filter, the air filter, change the oil itself, and so many other things, you understand? Because if you don't do that, it will, now it will consume high, and also it will pollute high, you understand? But when are you supposed to do that? You understand? For example, here, I want us to keep this in mind because you might need it after, you must have gotten your license. Here, il primo tagliando va effettuato dopo i primi 10-15 mila chilometri, oppure dopo 6-12 mesi dall'acquisto della vettura. Now, if you just buy your car new from the company, the first tagliando, the first service is supposed to be done after 10 to 15,000 kilometers, or after 6 to 12 months. You understand? From that day that you bought the car, from the new, you bought it new from the company. You understand? But what about those ones, those second-hand vehicles? For example, here it says, da secondo tagliando poi invece I controlli si effettuano ogni 2 anni massimo, oppure ogni 20.000 chilometri. So if my car or my vehicle, is second-hand, I bought it from maybe to concessionaire, from a friend or whatsoever, and I want to do tagliando. I don't know when I'm supposed to do it, you understand? Or I don't know when I'm supposed to do it. For example, you see, what we're having here is the kilometer of this vehicle. So if you look on your dashboard, you see sometimes, like here, we are having 27,969 kilometers. You understand? How do I know when I'm supposed to do this tagliando? For example, this vehicle here, we are having 969 plus they said 15 to 20 kilometers, you understand? Plus 20,000 kilometers. So by the time this vehicle, by the time we have here, we have, let's say, 49,969 kilometers, for example, by the time we are having it to be 49,969. 49,969 kilometers, you understand? That at that time, I'm supposed to go and do, what is it called? Tagliando, you understand? I'm supposed to go and do tagliando then because, it's enough for me to do tagliando, or it is time for me to make sure I do tagliando because I have covered the kilometers that I'm supposed to cover before going to do tagliando. So what do you do? Like, for example, that is why after doing your tagliando, what the mechanic do is they will write the kilometers in which they carry out this tagliando. They will write it up and paste it by the door side, you understand? They will write it, you understand? You see a table, they will write the kilometers. So for you to know when you did the last kilometer, the last Taliando, because you can't remember it, what you just need to do is to open that one, look that place, you see the number, you know, you minus that number from the current one, you know how many kilometers you have covered. There you will be able to understand if it is enough for you to do Italiano, or you can, you can also do that by years. You understand? He said here he said dopo 2 anni. But for example, why I will not advise you to wait till 2 years, because for example, if you are the type of person that use car every day, you understand, to cover a lot of distance, you understand, you use car much. Like, sorry, compared to somebody who maybe he or she uses his or her car once in 2 weeks or once in 1 week, that person is definitely going to cover, maybe less kilometers respect to you that is using it every day. So that is why I will not advise you to wait for 2 years. You understand? You check the kilometers. You understand that you have covered before you do it, and you use that one to do the addition and subtraction. Or if you still don't know how to do it, visit your mechanic. You understand? Ask them, is it time to do Tagliando? They will also tell you, you understand? So it's not something to worry about or to be scared of, you understand? But it's just that it is better you know it, that, you are supposed to do carry out, service in your vehicle, you understand? So that is it. The answer is vero to number 7. So number 8, he said, tenere aperto il tettuccio scorrevole del veicolo comporta un minor consumo di carburante. Don't forget, we are dealing with air pollution, you understand? Pollution and all those things. So that is why you are seeing all these type of questions, you understand? So what is your answer to this question number 8? Vero or falso? Okay, so we have Sister Heidi with cell number 8, falso. We have Mr. Monday, cell number 8, vero. Mr. Solomon, cell number 8, vero. Sister Glory, cell number 8, falso. Okay. Mr. Victor, cell number 8, falso. Mr. Exodus, cell number 8, falso. Mr. Ronald, cell number 8, falso. Okay, I think that is what we have. It said tenere aperto il tettuccio scorrevole del veicolo comporta un minor consumo di carburante. So what this question is saying, Sister Faith said number 8 falso, and then Mr. Kevin said number 8 falso. What this question is saying is that if you open the roof of your vehicle, it can lead to less consumption of fuel. No, don't forget that whenever you open any part of your vehicle, whether the roof, the door, the windows, it leads to high consumption of fuel. You understand? So it is not true that, according to the way they write it here, tenere aperto il tettuccio scorrevole del veicolo comporta un minor consumo di carburante. No, it is not true. Anzi, instead, comporta una maggiore consumo di carburante. You understand? So it's a major consumption, not a minor consumption. So the answer is falso to number 8. So take note of that one. Let's move to the next question, which is question number 9, which says, è vietato immettersi sulla strada con le ruote del veicolo sporche di fango. Please, if you don't understand anything, do not hesitate to ask question. You can ask question, and also for those of us who are not with us on our Zoom meeting, don't forget that you can join us. You know, our meeting is every Monday, every Tuesday, and every Thursday from 7:30 in the evening till 9 o'clock in the evening. So thank you for that one, and please do not forget to share this video with your friends, you understand, so that they can also benefit from it. Okay, so we have this number 9 question. Sister Edith said number 9, Vero, and Mr. Lucky said number 9, Vero, Mr. Victor said number 9, Vero, Sister Glory said number 9, Vero, Mr. Monday said number 9, Faso, Mr. Kevin said number 9, Vero, Sister Faith said number 9, Vero, and Mr. Victor said number 9, Vero, Mr. Monday said number 9, Vero. Sister Glory said number 9, Faso. Sister Faith said number 9, Faso. È vietato immettersi sulla strada con le ruote dei veicoli sporche di fango. So, what the question is saying is this, that it is prohibited for you to, circulate in a public road with this kind of tire, which is true. You're going to, mess everywhere up. It is not allowed. So if you have, or you find yourself in this kind of situation, what you are supposed to do is to wash the tire before you enter the road. Don't say, what if I don't, I know somebody will be pumping with one question, if I don't have water to wash it. The rule says so, that you cannot enter a public road with this kind of, dirty tire, you understand? Tire that is, just like this one that we are having here. So if that is what you are planning, bear it in mind that you cannot, because the answer is vero, è vietato. It is prohibited to, enter a, public road with those dirty tires. You understand? Or yes, those dirty tires, just like the ones we have there. The answer is vero, because if you try that, you are going to receive a type of fine that you find it very difficult to understand or to forget. You understand? So the answer is vero. Okay, so let's move to number 10. As we answer number 10, I think Sister Jenny, you said you are interested in the Zoom meeting. Please, if you want to participate, you can reach out to me through this number. So you can reach out to me through this number. You have 2 days free tutorial. The 2 days, from the 2 days you understand, if it is something that you like or not. And if after the 2 days, if you still don't like it, there is no cause for alarm. So that is it for that one. Number 10, we have okay, no response yet. So we have Mr. Victor, which said number 10, vero. Adottando uno stile di guida che limiti i consumi di carburante è possibile ridurre l'inquinamento dell'aria. Okay, we have Sister Edith, which said number 10, vero. Please always try to do quiz, answer questions from any corner, you understand? Any question you see, do not see any question as less important, because you don't know the question that will make it 27 over 30, you understand? But if you miss that question that will make it 27 over 30, it's going to be 26 over 30, and 26 over 30 is not your portion. That is not what I wish you. What I wish you is 30 over 30, 29 over 30, 28 over 30, you know, and 27 over 30, so that, you know, at the end of the day, you can forget about all this stress of waiting for the bus, you know, driving the bicycle. You know, when you are driving bicycle because you just want to do it for exercise, or because, yes, maybe you want to do it, it's a different case. Then you don't have option. You want to drive bicycle. So under the rain, you have to drive it. Under the sun, you have to drive it. Even when you are tired, you have to drive it. So that is why, please just try to press forward. You know, increase the dose of the quiz that you are doing in order to help you at least forget about it by next year. You understand? So that is what I advise you. Number 10, we have Sister Edith, which said Vero, Mr. Victor said Vero, and then Mr. Monte said Vero, Mr. Kevin said Vero, Sister Faith said Vero, Mr. Lucky said Vero, Sister Feder said Vero, Mr. A said Vero, Mr. Victor said Vero, Sister Ma said Vero, sorry. Mr. Solomon said Vero, Sister Jenny said Vero, and Mr. Victor said Vero, okay, and Mr. Joshua said Vero. So everybody, you just gang up to say Vero. What am I saying? Okay, let me say Faso Vero. Well, let's go and see. Adottando uno stile di guida che limiti il consumo di carburante è possibile ridurre l'inquinamento dell'aria. Yes, because when I was explaining the other this thing, I think I made mention of this, you understand? So it is true, because, you know, we have different type of pollution. Remember, inquinamento means pollution. We have a water pollution. We have air pollution, we have a soil pollution, we have a noise pollution, and radioactive pollution, you understand? Now, this one is talking about that if you are adopting, or if you are able to adopt to a particular style of driving that, you know, lead to a kind of, that limits the high consumption of fuel, it is also possible to reduce air pollution, which is true. Because don't forget, the more you are consuming fuel, the more you are polluting the air. The less you are consuming fuel, the less you are polluting the air. So the answer to this question is Vero. You understand? Adottando uno stile di guida che limiti i consumi di carburante è possibile ridurre l'inquinamento dell'aria. The answer is Vero. Good afternoon, Sister Tracy. You are welcome, though you came late. Good afternoon, Sister Judith. You are welcome also. Happy Easter to you all. So let's move to number 11, which says, il rumore prodotto da veicoli a motore è causato solo da motori. What is our response? Il rumore prodotto da veicoli a motore è causato solo da motori. If you think the answer is Vero, okay, you can leave that to Vero. If you think it's Faso, you can also leave that to Faso. Okay, we have Sister Edith, which says number 11, Faso. We have Mr. Victor, which said number 11, Faso. Sister Glory, which said number 11, Faso. Sister Feder, which said number 11, Faso. Sister Faith, which said number 11, Faso. Mr. Monday said number 11, Faso. Sister Mary said number 11, Faso. Good afternoon, Sister Mary. Mr. Victor, good afternoon. You said number 11, Faso, and Sister Tracy, I think you are referring to number 11, but you wrote number 9. Vero. I don't know, or if I'm just getting it now, you understand, if this is the answer you give to number 9 before, but however, it's fine. One, Mr. Hits said number 11, FASO. Mr. Judith said number 11, FASO. Okay, we are all saying FASO, FASO, and FASO. Very good. Il rumore prodotto da veicolo a motore è causato solo da motore. What the question is saying is that the noise produced by a vehicle with engine only come from the engine. It is not true, because if you own your vehicle, you are going to hear vehicle with engine, you are going to hear the noise from the engine, also from the exhaust, even from the radio. The radio also makes noise. If you are moving, you are going to, if your window is down, you are going to hear noise from the window, you understand? So the noise produced by a motor vehicle is not only from the engine, you understand? So the answer is FASO. Il rumore prodotto da veicoli a motore causato solo da motore. No, è falsissimo, because it is not only the engine of a vehicle that produces noise. So number 12 said, per diminuire l'inquinamento dell'aria provocato da veicolo con motore a scoppio, bisogna sostituire la mammita catalitica quando la stessa è deteriorata o esausta. Number 12, what do you think? Vero o falso? Per diminuire l'inquinamento dell'aria provocato da veicoli con motore a scoppio, bisogna sostituire la mammita catalitica quando la stessa è deteriorata o esausta. What is our response? Please don't forget to share this video with your friends. Share this video with your friends. And please, to quickly inform us, next Saturday, I will not be coming out here on Facebook, sorry, on YouTube, because of I'll be, doing my dad's burial. So please bear with me. I will not be available this next Saturday. So, like I said, for those of us who are on our Zoom, YouTube Zoom meeting, WhatsApp group, our date and time still remain the same, nothing changed. If anything changed, I will be communicated via WhatsApp. So that is it. Number 12, we have a Mr. Victor, who said number 12, Vero. Mr. Lucky said number 12, Vero. Mr. Monday said 12, Vero. Sister Judith said 12, Vero. Mr. Camara, good afternoon, Mr. Camara. You said 12, Vero. Mr. Kevin said 12, Vero. Sister Edith said 12, Vero. Mr. Victor said 12, Vero. Mr. He said 12, Vero. Sister Faith said 12, Vero. Sister Mary said 12, Vero. And Mr. Amas said 12, Vero. And Mr. Solomon said 12, fast. Per diminuire l'inquinamento dell'aria provocato da veicolo con motore a scoppio, bisogna sostituire la mammita catalitica quando la stessa è deteriorata o esausta. Let us try to separate this question in order to, explain it. So we are having, it said, per diminuire l'inquinamento dell'aria provocato da veicoli con motore a scoppio. What is veicoli a motore a scoppio? What are they, what do we understand by, because the question is saying to reduce the air pollution produced or provoked by vehicles with engine or with steaming engine. For example, motore a scorpio. What is motore a scorpio? Motore a scorpio, these are, engine with, internal combustion. That is, it means that inside this engine, there is a kind of burning that is going on inside. And remember, for our vehicle to be able to move from one place to another, inside the engine, there is this, combustion that is taking place to help to generate the mechanical and the electrical energy that our vehicle need, to be able to move from one place another. So vehicular or vehicular Scorpio, they are those vehicles that have engine where there is this internal combustion, you understand? So these are vehicular Scorpio, you understand? Motoria Scorpio, sorry. So what are they saying, or what is the question saying? That to reduce air pollution in this type of vehicles, that you need to substitute this catalyst, you understand? You need to substitute the catalyst that is inside this exhaust if the vehicle, if the catalyst is said is exhausted or is deteriorated. For example, is spoiled, it's no longer good, you understand? So you need to change it. Of course, even if ordinary bolt from the vehicle, if it's no longer good, you have to change it. I'm just using example, you understand? So the answer is vero, per diminuire l'inquinamento, because don't forget that the catalyst inside this exhaust, what is the function of this catalyst? What is the function of this catalyst? The function of this catalyst, the catalyst is a kind of filter, because as that combustion is taking place inside the engine, for example, even when you are burning fire, if you are burning fire, you will see smoke. This smoke will be coming out, in a very, high toxicated manner, you understand? But the same thing is what is happening here when the engine is burning. But in order not to pollute the air anymore, what they now do is to make sure they filter it, or they channel it to this exhaust, and make sure they filter it with the help of this catalyst before releasing it to the atmosphere, you understand? So that it becomes less dangerous to human beings or living things, you understand, or to the environment. So if that catalyst that is helping to filter this smoke, you understand, is spoiled or is deteriorated or is destroyed or is no longer good, of course you have to change it. So the answer is vero. Per diminuire l'inquinamento dell'aria provocato da veicoli con motore a scoppio, bisogna sostituire la mammita catalitica quando la stessa è deteriorata o esausta. The answer is vero. Let's move to number 13, which says l'inquinamento acustico aumenta se si usano in modo eccessivo i dispositivi di segnalazione acustica, clacson or trombe. So what is your answer to this number 13? Okay, Sister Jenny, you said which time and days, please. The meeting days and time. Sister Queen, good afternoon. You came late. Happy Easter to you. So the meeting date and time is every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. The time is from 7:30 in the evening to 9 o'clock in the evening. Like I said, to get a better information, you can reach out to me through this number that I wrote before. Let me write it again. 388-643-1524. That is the number you can reach out to me to get a clearer, information or a better information about that. Thank you for that, Sister Jenny. So we have number 13. Mr. Victor said number 13. Vera, do we even have number 12? I think I jumped number 12. Do we have question like number 12? Yes. Okay. We've done number 12. So number 13, we have Mr. Victor said Vero, Sister Jenny said 13 Vero, Sister Amma said 13 Vero, Mr. Camera said Vero, Mr. Monday said 13 Vero, Mr. Kevin said 13 Vero, and Mr. Solomon said 13 Vero, Sister Queen said 13 Faso, Sister Mary said 13 Vero, Sister Fede said 13 Vero, and Mr. Victor said 13 Vero, Sister Faith said 13 Vero, Sister Edith said 13 Vero. L'inquinamento acustico aumenta se si usano in modo eccessivo I dispositivi di segnalazione acustica, clacson, trumpet. What is the question? What is this question telling us? Sister Tracy said 13 Vero, and Sister Judith said 13 Vero, and Mr. He said 13 Vero. Okay, thank you. What is this question telling us? It's saying that, remember I said we have I listed I think 5 types of pollution. We have air pollution, we have water pollution, we have soil pollution, we have noise pollution, we have radioactive pollution. Now, this one is telling us that l'inquinamento acústico, which is the noise pollution, can be increased if we use, in excessive way, all those, devices, for example, horn and the trumpet, you understand? Because, for example, in cars, we have all those horn, but while in all those truck, you have something like trumpet with boom, boom, all those kind of things. It's true because, for example, if you blow your horn excessively, this one, pee, pee, the other one, pom, pom, the other one, pam, pam, pee, 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 pam, 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 those kind of things, you'll be, this is noise pollution, you understand? Everywhere will be noisy, you understand? So in order to avoid this kind of pollution, it is better for you to avoid excessive usage of these devices, you understand? So it's not telling us that we don't need to use them or we are not supposed to use them, but don't, for example, you want to greet, you just see somebody, hey, pom, 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 because you are greeting somebody. You understand? Or maybe you see danger, you boom, 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 these are excessive usage, you understand? Or using it when it's not necessary, when you are not supposed to use them. So you are just increasing the noise pollution. You're polluting that environment with noise. So the answer is Vero. Number 14, which I think is the last question of today before we call it a day, says, per diminuire l'inquinamento bisogna evitare di tenere inserita per troppo tempo una marcia bassa se non è necessaria. So what do you think about this number 14, Vero or Faso? Okay, thank you, Sister Glory, for that. I wish you the same. Okay, thank you, Sister Queen. All right, you already answer me from here, please. Sister Jenny, if you write me, don't worry, I will respond to you, but I can't be answering you now. You understand? There is time for that. Thank you. Don't worry, I will definitely look into your message. You understand? So, number 14, Mr. Victor said number 14. Vero, Sister Edith said number 14. Vero, Sister Mas said number 14. Vero, Mr. Kevin said number 14. Vero, Mr. Monday said number 14. Vero, Sister Mary said number 14. Okay, no answer to that. Then Mr. Evidence, Vero, number 14. Mr. Solomon, say number 14. Vero, Sister Fede, say number 14. Vero, Sister Faith, number 14. Faso, Mr. Joshua, say number 14. Vero, Mr. Don Vico, good afternoon. It's like you're just coming. You said number 14. I don't know if you're referring to number 14, but I guess you said Vero. Sister Mary said number 14. Vero, Mr. Victor said number 14. Vero, Sister Queen said number 14. Vero, Mr. He said number 14. Vero, Mr. Cameron said Vero, Sister Judith said number 14. Vero. Per diminuire l'inquinamento bisogna evitare di tenere inserita per troppo tempo una marcia bassa se non è necessaria. Okay. Now, you see, we have, whenever you hear maybe they're talking about marcia, inserire la marcia, is what they are talking about is a gear. You understand? Now, we have the gear. For example, this one we are having reverse in this place. Some you have the reverse here, some you have it here, some you have it here, as the case may be. You understand? Now, if you look at this gear, you see the number 8. You understand? We're having gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, gear 4, gear 5, gear 6. And the lowest of this gear is gear 1, because sometimes some people make this mistake. They will say, maybe if you are moving, if you are on gear 3, for example, they will tell you that you are on a low gear. No, instead you are in a higher gear respect to number 2. 2 is higher than 1. So no, gear 1 is the lowest gear. Gear 2, followed by gear 2, gear 3, gear 4, gear 5, and gear 6 is the highest gear or the higher gear in this kind of vehicle. If your own ends, maybe in gear 5 is the highest. If it ends in gear 4, is the highest, but I've not seen any vehicle where the gear ends in number 3. And also even this gear 4, that's was 504, 505 of those days, you understand? So what is the question saying is that maintaining this, for example, maintaining too much gear 1, you understand? Maintaining it too much, it can also lead to, air pollution, you understand? Let's go to the question again. Per diminuire l'inquinamento bisogna evitare di tenere inserita per troppo tempo una marcia bassa se non è necessaria. Now, for example, if you are in, how do you normally move your car? You put it in gear 1, that is, you clutch down, you put it in gear 1, you release your clutch little by little, and your car will start moving. When your car moves, you clutch down again, you take it to gear 2, release your clutch, then the car will continue moving. You understand? So gear 1 is to move the car. It's not to sustain the car in emotion, on emotion. You understand? Well, for example, if you are moving, if you are in your speedometer, for example, let's say we are having 10, let me say 10, 20, 30, 30, 40, 50, 60. Now, for example, when your speedometer is 60, for example, from 60 and above, you are supposed to be in gear 6. From 50, you are supposed, so what am I trying to say? When you are in 10, you understand, you are in gear 1. But you cannot be in 20 and still remain in gear 1. You are supposed to move to gear 2. Let me, I think we have this image here. Let me do it here. Please be patient with me. Let me do this explanation with this speedometer gauge so that we can understand it better, because this is one of the things that people who are doing their practical, they face this challenge, you understand? So, for example, this is where we have it. We have 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, as the case may be. Now, remember, we have that gear like this. I think like this. This one is arrow reverse. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, if you are in gear 1, you understand? Maybe you are still, you are still moving here. For example, you are here. Your speedometer gauge is here in gear 1, which is this 10. Once the speedometer is in 20, you are supposed to go to gear 2. Once it is 30, you are supposed to be in gear 4. In gear 3. Once it's 40, you're supposed to be in gear 4. Once it's 50, gear 5. Once it's 60, from 60 and above, you maintain gear 6. You understand? Otherwise, if you are in, for example, you are in 60, for example, you are in 60 and you are maintaining gear 4, you are polluting the air the more. You hear your engine making noise. You understand? For example, maybe you are in 30, you are still in gear 2, in gear 2 or gear 1. You hear engine making this kind of, those kind of things. Then you are polluting air the more. So, by maintaining too much low gear when it is not necessary, it can also, increase air pollution. You understand? When are you supposed to maintain it when for a very long time when necessary? For example, if you are in a traffic jam, you understand, in a hold up, you are going to move little, you move little, you stop. You move little, you stop. In that case, you still remain in gear 1 because you are only moving and stopping, moving and stopping. But once you are in motion, you are not supposed to leave your gear in that lowest gear. But what happens when maybe some people, when you are learning, and maybe the person will ask you to remain in gear, most time they will ask you to, when you select to gear 3, they'll ask you to remain there. This person is not doing the wrong thing. He's asking you to remain there because he or she wants you to focus first in other things, because he or she will want you to, to learn that one later. And also, maybe it's asking you to remain there because the speed that you are even maintaining is not more than 30. You understand? So because it makes no sense for you to be in 30 and you are already in gear 5. You understand? So you are operating the wrong gear. You understand? So that is it about this, what is it called? Inserimento di marcia, bassa per troppo tempo. You understand? So the answer we said, what number was that? I think number 14. So it said, per diminuire l'inquinamento bisogna evitare di tenere inserita per troppo tempo una marcia bassa se non è necessaria. The answer is vero, because to reduce the air pollution, you need to avoid, inserting the lower gear for a very long time when it is not necessary. So, my brothers and sisters, this is where we are going to leave it for today. See you in the next. Not this Saturday, like I said earlier, because this Saturday I will not be available because I will be, doing my dad's burial, for those of you who know about it, you understand. So thank you, and please don't forget that if you want to join our Zoom meeting, you can do that by reaching out to me through the number that I dropped before. And also, if you want to understand what we discussed before regarding this inquinamento, because last Saturday we were here also, we discussed a lot. So you can also go and watch those videos, you understand, because sometimes so many people complain that the video is too long. But don't forget that when you're looking for something, you know what you're looking for. You can go and cut, maybe you start from maybe from 10 or thereabout to watch them without waiting or starting from beginning, you understand. So you can do that if you think it's necessary. So I want to thank you. I want to say happy Easter to every one of you that is celebrating Easter. See you some other time. Thank you.